Do you want to maximize your success with NCUA? Join Mark Treichel as he shares with you the insider's view on passing your exam with flying colors. The With Flying Colors podcast is sponsored by Credit Union Exam Solutions by Mark Treichel. If you would like to work directly with the Credit Union Exam Solutions team and receive support to optimize your results with NCUA so you save time and money, visit us at marktreichel.com to find out more.
Hey, Mark Treichel here with a special edition of With Flying Colors. The NCUA issued a letter to credit unions today that I would like to chat with you about. It is letter 22-CU06 on NCUA beginning phase 2 of resuming onsite operations. So this refers to the NCUA central office, the NCUA regional offices, and more importantly, to examinations in your credit unions. Chairman Harper announced with this letter that based on new guidance from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention and the Safer Federal Workforce Task Force, the agency will enter the second phase of resuming its on-site operations on April 11th. That is next Monday. So what is phase 2? Phase 2 permits NCUA staff to volunteer to work on-site, including conducting exams and supervision work at credit unions located in counties with low or moderate COVID-19 community levels as defined by the CDC. On-site work in counties with high COVID numbers may be allowed when necessary and with prior approval from NCUA management. In the show links, I will provide a link to the map which shows which counties qualify and which counties don't qualify for the voluntary participation of NCUA examiners. For the most part, it's most of the country that is eligible. Some counties in Texas, a few counties in Montana, some inner city counties in New York, and a handful of others are on the watch list, which would require NCUA management to approve those contacts. I presume that's probably at the associate regional director level or higher. All right, so there's another sentence in their letter. Also, the NCUA will continue to maintain heightened safeguards in the agency's facilities to ensure the health and safety of staff and visitors. So that's a reference to visitors that's been gone for quite some time. NCUA, to the best of my knowledge, has not allowed visitors into their building. Hopefully this means they're going to get closer and closer to actually having their NCUA board meetings face-to-face as opposed to on Zoom calls over the internet. That's a very positive sign. So again, it's up to the examiner. They have to volunteer. I think NCUA is going to gradually move into this. I've heard through some contacts at NCUA and at credit unions that a lot of NCUA staff want to get back on site. They miss the collaboration that they get. They miss the better dialogues they can have with management. I've also spoken to a lot of credit unions who are really looking forward to the examiners coming back on site because they feel that NCUA has asked for substantially more documents than they do normally, and that the communication, albeit while everybody's trying to communicate as best they can, that doing it remote just leads to breakdowns in communications and a more challenging examination. So generally speaking, most credit unions I've spoken to over the last 2 years prefer NCUA to come on site and be there and feel that the examination goes better. So this is all very, very positive. Now, NCUA indicates that they're going to continue to do some things off-site. And of course, NCUA has talked about having a virtual exam someday. There's no doubt that there'll be a return to a new normal. What that new normal is, who knows? I'm sure there will be some things over time that are done more off-site than they had been before. And that might be looking at the glass half full of what NCUA has learned from the pandemic, which will mean a smaller footprint in credit unions by examiner staff, which would be appreciated. I also know that some credit unions would much rather have NCUA back on site face-to-face so that they can get a better examination product in total. So this is a big day. It's been over 2 years since I shut down going into the credit unions when I was the executive director in March of 2020. And I know that a lot of NCUA staff had been clamoring for this. A lot of credit unions have been clamoring for it, and this is a great step forward. That's it. I thought I would give you a quick update on this letter to credit unions. Again, in the show links, I will have a link to the letter to credit unions. I will have a link to the CDC maps as well. Have a great day. See you next time.
Thank you for joining us on this episode of With Flying Colors. Subscribe on your favorite podcast app to hear future episodes where subject matter experts of all varieties will provide tips on how to achieve success with NCUA. If you would like to learn more about how we assist credit unions, check out our services at management.During.